Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to my channel, Lovely Moments Creating. If you are new here, welcome. Come on in and join the family. All you have to do is hit that subscribe button and remember the notification bell, because that way you'll be reminded every time I upload a video. My name is Jenny, and on this channel I create lovely DIYs using mostly items that I find at the Dollar Tree. I try to keep my DIYs budget friendly but easy to do. I hope everyone is well, and I hope everyone is staying safe. In today's video, I will be sharing with you 4 high-end holiday DIYs. I am wrapping up on my Christmas DIY decor because I feel everyone is already started decorating or have an idea of what they will be doing. But I do have a few more items to create. Walmart put out some really pretty holiday picks this year for 98 cents. And as you know, I love to be budget friendly. So I will be using in this video today Walmart 98-cent picks. For this first DIY, I have one of these wood planks from the Dollar Tree, as well as some of the jute cord. I will be using some of this Walmart ribbon. Now this was in my stash and I wanted to start using this, as well as some chalk paint for this wood plate. The first thing I'm going to do is stain this little wood plank piece using that antique wax color, and then after I get that done, I'm going to start gluing my picks down. And so what I'm going to do is just have these kind of like facing the same direction to create this form. And I will be using a lot of glue to glue these down because I want to make sure they stay. I'm not worried about that part being shown because I'm going to create a bow to cover that up. And so I just want to press this down and hold it just to make sure that everything is secure. And then I'm going to repeat this step on the opposite side with the other 2 picks. And I'm just going to place them the same way I did the first 2. I'm kind of going to go like on top. I was going to go on the side, but I'm just going to go on top of the previous ones and add a lot of glue to make sure that everything is secure. And so what I'm going to do is just set this aside so I can create my bow. Now, I'm not the best bow maker at all. I'm actually in the process of learning how to make bows. So you can just make the bow the way you know how, or you can use an already made bow. This technique that I'm using is just a bunch of techniques that I've been watching, and I kind of just combined them. I'm still in the process of learning, so this may not be a good technique. I'm just doing what I can just to create a very large fluffy bow. I eventually will get this bow thing under control. I'm just in the process of learning, and it's just taking some time. So what I'm doing is just trying to get it all fluffed out so it can be like a puffy bow, because I am going to add this in the middle, so I want it to at least look presentable. And then once I get it all fluffed out, I am going to take it and I'm just going to glue it down right in the center. And I'm just going to press it down, fluff it out, and I'm going to cut the ribbon down some at the end. And I am glad I can finally use this ribbon. I've had it for a while. I did get it from Walmart, and I really like it, and I'm liking how this is turning out. And so what I'm going to do is just take some jute cord so I can add it to the back, so I will be able to hang this on the door. And so I'm just gluing down a piece of jute cord to the back of my decor, so I will be able to hang this on the door. And I'm just pressing it down to make sure that it's tacked, and then I'll cut off the extra cord. And so now I will be able to hang this on the door. And I do like how this turned out. This is pretty. The bow could have been better than this, but I will get better soon. And I absolutely love how this turned out. It is so pretty, so budget friendly, easy to do, and I think it looks beautiful. And so now I'm going to get ready to get started on the second DIY for today. And for that DIY, what I'll be using is 5 of these little wood planks here from the Dollar Tree. And off a word, I just printed my favorite song, "Oh Come All Ye Faithful." I will be using 5 of those wood planks from the Dollar Tree, and I have one of these Dollar Tree cottontail holiday picks. I also will be using some more of this ribbon. I'll be using this ribbon in all of the DIYs today. I have some of these craft sticks, and I will be using a little bit of the antique wax chalk paint. The first thing I'm going to do is assemble these wood pieces together, and then I'm going to take those craft sticks to attach these. I want to make sure that these are really straight because I will be Mod Podging that Word document right on top, and I wanted to make sure that it's smooth as I can get it. And so I'm going to add all 4 of these craft sticks to here to make sure that everything is secured together. And then what I'm going to do next is I am just going to cut that song out, cutting off that extra white paper if you can see it, and just cut off how the song printed. I'm not going to paint the sign, but I am going to dry brush around the edges. And after I finish getting this cut out, what I'm going to do is just mark where this is going to be in the center, because that ribbon actually fit perfect at the top and the bottom of the song. And so I'm just marking so I can make sure I Mod Podge it right in the center. And I'm going to add the Mod Podge to the paper as well as the middle of the sign. And then after I get that spreaded out even, I am going to take the paper and add it to the center and make sure I add it where I marked everything. And then I'm just going to smooth it out as much as I can. I am going to take some of the Mod Podge and I am going to go over this song, over the paper. I want to make sure that this paper is secured to this wood piece, so I am going over with a lot of the Mod Podge, and then I'm going around the edges, dry brushing that color on here just so it can have a finished look. And then what I'm going to do is now measure that ribbon, and then I'm just going to cut off the 2 pieces that I am going to add to this sign. And then once I have my pieces cut, I am just going to take them and I am going to glue them down. I'm going to glue this one to the top and add the glue to the back. And then I'm just going to press that down. And so I'm just going to add the glue and press that down and tack that down. And then I'm going to repeat that step and add the ribbon to the bottom of this song. And after I get that done, I'm just tying this little jute cord around the top. I am going to embellish it above it, but I just wanted to see some of the little jute cord strings hanging down. So I'm going to make sure that when I add my embellishment that I don't cover up the strings. And then I'm just going to cut it down some, and then I'm going to go and clip my pieces off of this pick here. And then I'm going to take those pieces and just glue them to the top. And I'm just going to go in and add that cottontail and those little white berries. And then I will be adding both of these pine cones as well. I'm going to add one over here and one on the other side. I'm just dabbing some of that white chalk paint over my little picks and my pine cones. And then I'm going to take some jute cord and create my little hanger for the back. And since I already have that cord in the back, I'm just going to tie this piece around that cord. And then I'm just going to add some hot glue just to glue the little knot down and some of the cord. And I'm just going to make sure that it's secure. And then I am going to take my scissors and cut off that extra cord hanging. And then this DIY will be complete. And I really like how this turned out. This is adorable. I love the scenery at the top of this song. I think this is just going to be beautiful on one of my doors. I am happy with how this turned out. I think it is so simple, but it's a nice piece for the holiday. And so what I'm going to do now is get ready and get started on the next DIY for today. And for that DIY, what I'll be using is 20 of these little tumbling blocks here from the Dollar Tree. I have one of my 98-cent Walmart holiday picks, and this one is so cute. This one just might be my favorite. I also will be using more of that Walmart ribbon that I have here. Also for this DIY, I have some Dollar Tree jute cord, and I will be using some antique wax chalk paint. And so what I'm going to do is glue 2 of these tumbling blocks together, and then I'm going to glue one on each side. And after I get that attached, I will be going in with 7 more tumbling blocks on each side because I want 8 on both sides of this frame. And after I get those 8 done, I am going to go on the other side and complete that. Now I'm going to take my last 2, glue those together, and then add those in between the 2 rows. And I'm just adding my hot glue, and then I'm going to place that in there and press that down and hold it to make sure that it's secure. And then I'm going to take that antique wax paint and I am going to go over this entire frame using that color. And after I get that painted, I am going to go in with that ribbon and I'm going to add it to the frame. So I'm just going to wrap it around the long way, making sure I have enough ribbon to stretch down, and then I'm just going to add some glue and I'm going to hot glue that down. I'm going to cut off a little bit of that ribbon, and then I'm going to cut the ribbon off and just tack the extra ribbon down to the frame. And then now what I'm going to do is add the ribbon the same way, the opposite direction, and I'm just going to add some glue, press that down, and then cut off the ribbon and then tack that down to the frame. Now I'm going to clip all of my pieces off of this pick because I do want to glue them down separately. And now I'm just going to start gluing my pieces down to the frame. And I'm just going to add this one here. Then I'm going to take those longer pieces and I'm going to add them around. I'm going to put one up here and I'm going to put one sticking out, and I'm just going to add all of these little pieces randomly, just trying to make sure that I create a nice little look. I really like this DIY for a door hanger. I think this is really pretty. And then I'm going to add my berries and then that little pine cone. And then after I get that pine cone secured, I am going to go in and get my jute cord, and I am going to tie it to the top of my frame so I can be able to hang this on the door. And I'm just going to tie a knot on this side, and then I'm going to go over and tie the knot on the other side. And then I will take some hot glue just to tack the cord down. And I'm definitely going to have to recreate because I really like this, and I think I want to add these to the bedroom doors. These are so simple and so pretty, but I love them hanging on the door. And so now what I'm going to do is get my stuff together to get started on the last DIY for today. And for that DIY, what I will be using is one of these little mini DollarTree wreath frames. I have some of the DollarTree garland, as well as one of their stencils, and I'll be using the word joy. I also have more of that Walmart ribbon that I've been using. I have some chalk paint. And then I have my two 98-cent Walmart picks that I'll be using, and I think these are really cute. And so what I'm going to do first is I am going to clip these pine cones off this pick so I can add them. I will be placing these pine cones back. So I am going to clip these down a little bit because I am going to add them to each side of this wreath form. So what I'm doing is I'm just trying to figure out exactly where I want it to be placed. I'm going to secure this with those garland wraps. So I'm just going to take it and then I'm going to wrap it around to get it secure, and then I'll do any adjusting once I get it wrapped with that garland. And then I'm going to take the other garland wrap and just cover the stem, and then I'm going to take another one and just go under that pick just to make sure that I have garland under there. And I did use a pack and a half of the garland ties. I'm going to repeat this step on the other side to get this one secured as well. And so after I get this pick secured and have it where I want it, I am going to finish off this wreath frame by wrapping the remaining garland ties around it. Now I'm going to go ahead and glue down my pine cones back to the picks. I'm just going to go right under the picks. And then what I'm going to do next is take this ribbon, and I want it just at the bottom of this wreath. So what I'm doing now is just measuring how much I want, and then I'm going to cut it off. And then what I'm going to do is take my hot glue to tack this ribbon down, and I'm just going to make sure that I have it tight and press it under the wreath so won't any of the extra ribbon shows. And once I get that tacked down, what I will be doing is stenciling joy right on top of this ribbon. And so I'm going to place my stencil where I want to add my joy, and then I'm going to take my little round foam DollarTree brush and just dab right on top of that with that white chalk paint. And there is my joy, and now I'm going to take that remaining chalk paint and just cover everything up, and then this DIY is complete. I really like how it turned out. This was budget friendly and simple and easy to make as well, and I think I will be hanging this on the garage door. I really like how this turned out. And here is a second look of all of the DIYs that I completed today. I think they all came out really nice. They have a high-end look to them. I am very happy that they are budget friendly, easy to do, but turned out so beautiful. Thank you all so much for watching another one of my videos. If you like this video, please remember to give it thumbs up. And if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to my channel because I would love to have you here. And as always, in the comment box below, let me know which one of these DIYs were your favorite. And until next time, stay safe, and I will see you in the next video.